What is the four corners model in relation to football? So you may have seen this before. I'll throw up a little graphic so you can see it. It is basically a handrail, a guideline for coaches and clubs to make sure that they are implementing holistic development for their players, for their teams. And it basically covers four corners. That's exactly what it says in the tin. So we've got social, psychological, technical, and physical. I'll have a read through the graphic. This is something that I think should be a huge part of when we're developing, particularly our coaches. But as coaches, it's something we should be looking at when we are sort of planning our season ahead. Certainly looking at the activities that we take part in, what we do with our teams. Can we hit all four corners in one session? So have we got the physical element? Are we running around? Are we warming up effectively? Are we avoiding injuries? Have we got the technical, tactical elements, or are we improving ball control? Are we improving tactical understanding with formations, positioning, whatever we want to work on within that session? But I think the social and psychological pieces are so important. Kids coming to youth teams will be getting elements of it anyway, but the social part is certainly something that we can develop as coaches, whether that be planning days out or keeping an eye on nipping out bad behaviour as early as possible, identifying bullying, identifying if somebody's struggling, which obviously rolls into the psychological as well. But the psychological bit, I think, is a fantastic piece for us as coaches to have an impact on. Now, whether that be that we're fostering and developing mental resilience, a loss is hard to take, particularly for young players, and it can knock their confidence. But how do we build them back up from that? Psychologically, are we teaching them to prepare mentally for a match, getting a good night's sleep, getting a good breakfast, early nights rest? Are they in a good headspace when they're training? If they're not in a good headspace, can we identify that? How do we identify it? What are the trigger points? What are the sort of key symptoms that we need to look out for if one of our players is struggling? And if they are struggling, what do we do about it? Can we signpost them? Can we have a chat with parents? Have we got a club welfare officer that we can get involved? So I think for me, this four corners model is absolutely fantastic. Something that as coaches, I feel like we've probably got a little bit of a responsibility to take on board and to learn more about, not just learn what it is. It's probably great to sit on a coaching course and say, oh, I know the four corners, and you can reel them off, but can we implement them, and what does it look like when we implement them? If you touch on, obviously, the physical and technical, tactical is brilliant, but if you do anything within your teams in the social and psychological, please fire it down in the comments. It'd be great to hear what everyone does to touch on these two corners, and just hear what everyone's up to.